Well, good afternoon. We'll keep this brief. I'd like to thank you all for being here. Just had the opportunity to sit down over at the, talk to Chief Alan Beyer and EMC Coordinator Jeff, and just got an update on what we're dealing with the flood. I also had the opportunity a few minutes earlier to tour the Playland Park levee and then the Playland Park neighborhood. And I was talking to him as I was out there. You know, I've had the opportunity to do a flyover and take a look at some of the damage that's been done with the flooding along the Missouri. But really, until you can have the opportunity to see firsthand what's going on and what all of the local officials are dealing with, you really need to be boots on the ground so you can understand that and get a full sense of what they're dealing with. And that it is 24/7, never nonstop. And we can't praise and thank enough the local emergency management coordinators, the local volunteers that have contributed to help mitigate the flooding damage and the efforts. Homeland Security has been instrumental in helping. I have Joyce traveling with me today. In addition to that, the Iowa National Guard, who has 24/7 walked and monitored the levee to look for breaches or just to constantly monitor that. Absolutely could not do it without their help. And just overwhelmed by the collaboration, the coordination from one department to the other, from city to local to state to individual volunteers to the emergency management. The list goes on and on. And we just want to let you know how much we appreciate that, and that the state looks forward to continuing to work with the partners at the local level, the volunteers, to make sure that we can do everything we can to monitor and mitigate the flood potential damage to the communities. Well, that's, I mean, as they indicated when we just received the update, they're fighting two efforts. They're doing the levee, watching that, the mitigation with that, and then the inland efforts from the groundwater. So it's a continual effort on both sides, and I don't think I realized the extent of the ground level and the efforts that are being taken on the other side of the levee. So it just, as we walked around, we've seen the basements of different homes that are pumping out water. They're continually monitoring that for sand and dirt to make sure that we don't have any dirt or sand being pumped out, because then that's other issues that they'll be dealing with. So just the far-reaching extents that they continue to deal with. Well, we talked about the neighborhood. We talked about the number of homes that will potentially destroyed, that they won't be able to go back in. We talked about the pump station that they're dealing with, 10 to 15 different pump stations. They've had a couple of them that have gone down. Just the tremendous work that the Public Works has to monitor those, to fix them. They've got one of them coming back up, but there's still possibly one that they won't, that's still down. We talked about the efforts from the two different, the levee side and the inland side and the groundwater, and the fact that just because of the uncertainty, the mental health issues that individuals will be dealing with, because they have no idea how long that this is going to continue. So we talked about, I think, an area too that I really hadn't given much thought is the school districts, the number of school districts that are close to the levee. So they'll be dealing with, they'll be providing information to the school districts, and then they'll have to decide what they do if they delay school or if they're able to go ahead and open up. And so there's a lot of information that they'll need to provide to the school districts in order to make that decision.